Good afternoon, students. In the previous class, we discussed about the memory interleaving technique. Okay, in that memory interleaving technique, we are having two methods. One method is consecutive words are placed in a module. Okay, so in this way, we are storing all the data in different modules. Okay, the next method is consecutive words are located in consecutive modules. That is, so all the data in different address locations are stored in different modules like this. Okay, Ma? So this is discussed in the previous class. Now in this class, we will start the next topic, that is virtual memory. Okay, virtual memory. Generally, we know what is memory. Okay, generally we know what is memory. What is the need for memory? To store the instructions and to store the data and to store the information, whatever we require, all that will be stored in memory locations. That is a memory. Okay, what is meant by virtual? General meaning for virtual means which is not exist. That means which is not exist really is called the virtual. That means here we are assuming some memory locations. Okay, assuming in the sense which is not real, that will be called as assuming. Okay, like that virtual memory means here whatever the memory which is not real, then that is a virtual memory when we are using this virtual memory. Okay, already we know about the main memory and cache memory. Okay, so what is the main memory here? What is the main memory? Main memory means that is nothing but a RAM. So all the instructions and the data, whatever we require, that is stored in the main memory. Okay. So why we are introducing the cache memory? Cache memory means to speed up the operation. That means to speed up the retrieving the data. We are using cache memory. So whatever the data in the main memory, that is only in the cache memory also. But cache memory is very less size, but the speed will be high. Okay, so the processor will be there, cache memory will be there, main memory will be there. Processor means whatever the operations we need, all the operations are doing in the processor. Okay, whatever the data required for the processor is getting from the cache memory instead of main memory, because the cache memory is speed is very high. Okay, if you are taking the size, the size of the main memory is larger compared to the cache memory. Okay, the size of the main memory in the sense we are taking all the memory locations. So the size of the main memory will be very large. The cache memory size will be very less. Okay, the cache memory size will be very less. But compared to the speed, according to the speed of the cache memory will be fast. That means the speed of the cache memory for it to retrieve the data will be high compared to the main memory. Okay, suppose if the main memory is not sufficient, then what we can do? We are using secondary storage devices. Okay, suppose if the main memory is not sufficient, then we are using secondary storage devices. What are the secondary storage devices? If you are taking hard disk, CD drives, floppy disk, next here magnetic hard disk, optical disk, these are all external devices which are used to store extra information in our computer. Okay, suppose if in our computer the data is full, then what we can do? Suppose some films are there, some movies are there, some photos are there, and so many apps will be there. So the total main memory is full in our computer. Then what we can do? So whatever the important data in our computer, suppose some photos will be there and some apps will be there. So some programs will be there. So whatever the important programs will be there, those will be stored in extra secondary storage device like CD. Okay, CD. So, and make a space in our computer. Okay, are you understand? Suppose in the computer, in our computer, the main memory is filled. Then what we can do? Take one CD and whatever the important data and that is not used now. So that data will be stored in that CD and remove from our computer and make a space for storing another information. Okay. So here secondary storage devices also used for storing the information. Secondary storage devices means like our disks. Okay. In our disks, we are using some information. Okay. Are you understand? Up to now, we learned that. So now virtual memory means here, see that. Recall that an important challenge in the design of a computer system is to provide a large, fast memory system at an affordable cost. That means always we are trying to fast memory system, but with less cost. Okay, with less cost. So architectural solutions to increase the effective speed and size of the memory system here. Cache memories were developed. Why the cache memories are developed here? To increase the effective speed of the memory system. Okay, cache memories were developed. This is very, very important point regarding the cache memory. Okay, cache memories were developed to increase the effective speed of the main memory system. Okay, memory system. Virtual memory is an architectural solution to increase the effective size of the memory system. Whenever we are using virtual memory, then here the size of the memory system will be increased. Okay, whenever we are using virtual memory, then the size of the memory system is increased. Okay, remember this point. Whenever we are using virtual memory, the size of the memory system is increased. Okay, recall that the addressable memory space depends on the number of address bits in a computer. Okay, actually based on the number of address bits, what we know? Based on number of address bits, the main memory is known. That means what is the total memory locations in that processor is known by using the number of address bits. Or you remember, suppose 20 address lines are there, then the total memory locations, that means the total main memory is 2 power 20, 1 megabytes. Suppose 16 number of address lines are there, then total main memory is 2 power 16. That is 64 kilo locations will be there. Are you remember? So here the total addressable memory space depends on the number of address bits in a computer. Okay, see here. For example, if a computer issues 32-bit addresses, the addressable memory space is 4 gigabytes. How we are getting? 32-bit addresses means total memory locations are 2 power 32. Okay, the total memory locations are 2 power 32. 2 power 32 means how it will write? 2 power 32. 2 square into 2 power 10 into 2 power 10 into 2 power 10. What is 2 power 10 value? That will also be written as 1k. Okay, 2 square means 4 into 1k into 1k into 1k. 1k into 1k into 1k. That is nothing but 1 giga. Okay, so 4 gigabytes. Suppose if any processor having 32 address bits, then what is the memory space? What is the total main memory? 4 gigabytes. Okay, ma. 4 gigabytes. Physical main memory in a computer is generally not as large as the entire possible addressable space. Okay. Here, large programs that cannot fit completely into the main memory have their parts stored on secondary storage device such as magnetic disks. Okay. Suppose if large programs are there, they occupy more space. That is not stored in main memory. That means the main memory capability will be less than this large program storage. Then what we can do, we are using magnetic disk. Secondary storage devices are used for storing the large programs. Okay, so why we are using secondary storage devices? Here, the pieces of programs must be transferred to the main memory from secondary storage before they can be executed. Okay, so in secondary storage devices, we are storing whenever we require that data will be transferred from the secondary storage to main memory. Okay, whenever the data is required in this secondary storage device, then what we can do, that data in this secondary storage will be transferred to the main memory. Okay, ma. See here, when a new piece of a program is to be transferred to the main memory and the main memory is full, okay, main memory is full, then some other piece in the main memory must be replaced. Okay, that means some other memory is also added to the main memory. Okay, some other memory is also added to the main memory whenever the main memory is filled. Okay, recall this is very similar to what we studied in case of a cache memories. That means why we are using cache memories generally, to speed up the operations, we are using cache memory. Okay, here operating system automatically transfers data between the main memory and secondary storage. Secondary storage means magnetic disks. That means externally we are using. Okay, externally we are using external devices. These are CDs, means CDs, pen drives, those are external devices which are used to store some information in our computer. Okay, are you understand? These are all external devices. Secondary storage means, okay, application programmer need not be concerned with this transfer. Okay, also application programmer does not need to be aware of the limitations imposed by the available physical memory. Okay, see the diagram. If you see this diagram, then you will be getting some idea about this virtual memory. Okay, see here, here the processor will be there. We know about the processor, or the processor can do whatever the operations we are giving, all the operations is done in this processor. Okay, cache memory is there to speed up the operations. Main memory, depending on the number of address bits, we know the total main memory size. Okay, disk storage means secondary storage devices, which are used externally. Okay, which are used externally. Disk storage means secondary storage devices. These are used externally, like pen drives, CDs, magnetic disk, like this. So that's why this is disk storage. If you are taking the size here, the disk storage size will be very high compared to the main memory, isn't it? The disk storage capability will be very high compared to the main memory. Okay, suppose if you are taking the main memory, hardly maximum RAM means 16 GB RAM will be considered. Okay, here disk storage means here we are taking 1 terabyte or 2 terabyte, like that also we are taking disk storage. Okay, that means the size of the disk storage will be very high compared to the main memory. Okay, the size of the main memory is very high compared to the cache memory. Okay, in case of size, suppose if you are considering the speed, then the speed of the cache memory will be high compared to main memory. The speed of the main memory will be high compared to the disk storage. Okay, Are you understand? The speed of the processor will be very high. Okay, the speed of the processor is very high. Okay, suppose if you are taking the main memory size will be the main memory size will be, suppose if you are taking 20 GB, so suppose 16 GB, suppose if you are taking the main memory size will be 16 GB if you are considering. Okay, the disk storage size will be taking as 500 GB. That means secondary storage this will be. Okay. If this 16 GB is not sufficient to store our information, then what we can do? This 16 GB is not sufficient to store our programs. Then what we can do? We can add some more memory to this main memory. So which memory is added here? That memory is taking from the disk storage, secondary storage. Out of this 500 GB memory, suppose if you are taking plus 4 GB, plus 4 GB. 4 GB is taking from the secondary storage. Okay. Actually, this 4 GB is not included in the main memory. Okay. This 4 GB memory is not included in this main memory. From where we are getting this 4 GB? From the secondary storage. Okay. From this secondary storage, we are getting this 4 GB memory. This 4 GB memory is called as virtual memory. Okay. This 4 GB memory is called as virtual memory. Okay. Actually, that is not included in the main memory, but we are assuming this 4 GB, this 4 GB is getting from the secondary storage device. Okay. So here, whenever the processor needs the data, that will be getting from the cache. Okay. That will be getting from the cache memory. Suppose if in this cache memory, the data is not found, then what the processor can do? Search in the main memory. Okay. Suppose in this main memory also the data is not found, then what the processor can do? Search the disk storage. Okay. First the processor search the data, whatever this processor required in the cache memory. Suppose if the data is not found in this cache memory, then the processor search in main memory. In this also the data is not found, then the processor goes to disk storage. Like this, the processor takes the data from these memories one by one. Okay. So here this processor, this is the virtual address. Okay. MMU here means memory management unit, translates what is the purpose of this memory management unit? This translate virtual addresses into physical addresses. Virtual means which is not real, which is assumed memory locations. That assumed memory locations will be converted into physical addresses, will be converted into physical addresses. Okay, see here. Memory management unit translates virtual addresses into physical addresses. Okay, so this MMU translates this virtual address into physical address. Okay, so this physical address will be giving to cache memory. Suppose here the data is not found, then that will be giving to main memory. Here also data is not found, then that will be giving to secondary storage, that is disk storage. Okay, here DMA transfer will be. What is the purpose of DMA transfer here? Direct memory access transfer. Okay. So if from this disk storage, the data will be giving to main memory. Okay. From this main memory, the data will be transferred to the cache memory. From this cache memory, the data will be going to processor. Okay, are you here? If you observe these arrow marks, bidirectional arrow marks here. Okay, see here only unidirectional. That means the processor gives some instructions to MMU. That means that is giving as virtual address. So whatever virtual address giving for this MMU, this will be converted into physical addresses. Now this physical address will be searched in cache memory. Suppose if that is not found, the physical address goes to main memory. Suppose if that address is not found in this main memory, then that will be goes to the secondary storage, disk storage. So in this disk storage, compulsory that result will be found, whatever the processor need. Okay, so that disk storage will be gives the data to the main memory. The data will be in this main memory will be given to cache memory. So now the data in this cache memory will be given to the processor. Now the processor do the operation which is required. Okay, see here. In this way, the virtual memory helps to do the operations which are required. Okay, ma? See here. Here, memory management unit translates virtual addresses into physical addresses. Okay, if the desired data or instructions are in the main memory, they are fetched as described previously. So that means what we described. So whatever the disk storage capability, that will be shared by using the main memory like this. Suppose if 500 GB, out of this 500 GB, some 4 GB memory will be giving to main memory. Actually, this 4 GB is not included in the main memory, but this 4 GB used here. Okay, so here, if the desired data or instructions are not in the main memory, they must be transferred from secondary storage to the main memory. And you understand? They must be transferred from the secondary storage to the main memory. Okay, MMU causes the operating system to bring the data from the secondary storage into the main memory. Okay, this is the virtual memory organization. Okay, ma? This is the virtual memory organization. First, you see this diagram. Okay, you learn this diagram. If you learn the diagram, then you will be getting some sentences based on these directions. Okay, first, in which memory the processor search for the required data. Okay, so this is the virtual memory organization. Okay, ma, are you understand here? So next, here we are taking disk storage. Disk storage means secondary storage devices we are taking. What are secondary storage devices mean? We are taking magnetic hard disk, optical disk, magnetic tape, floppy drives. Like that, we are taking secondary storage devices which are used externally. Okay, externally we are connecting to the computer. These secondary storages mean secondary storage devices means. Okay, so this is about the virtual memory organization. Okay, ma. Now in the next class we will start the disk storage, that is secondary storage devices. What are the secondary storage devices? Okay, ma. So today all of you learn this diagram and learn points regarding this virtual memory organization.